What up, everybody?
What up?
This is Daryl.
And I'm Michael.
And we're talking Big Bang. This is Big Bang Talking Comics. Not just we, but it's Big Bang Talks Comics.
Big Bang Talk Comics.
Talking
Comics.
For the week of December 16, 2015. And there's a lot of books coming out. The week before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring.
Not even a mouse. Or a louse.
Or it could have been a spouse buying you comics for Christmas.
Or it could be Klaus.
Or it could be Claus.
Klaus.
This is the only time I allow Claus to be called Klaus. But anyway, that's from Boom Studios. We're going to talk about that. Well, let's just go ahead and talk about it. Claus, or Klaus.
Klaus.
Number 2 from Boom Studios, written by Grant Morrison. We're just going to go ahead and mention this book right off the bat, because we're talking Christmas. The Origin of Santa Claus, or Santa Year 1, which we can get into Santa Claus and St. Nicholas and St. Nick and all that type of history. But we'll just stick with the comic version that Grant Morrison wants us to read. This is Santa Claus Year 1. So
Did you read it?
I have not. I'm behind. I'm behind on my Claus number 1.
That's like your life motto when it comes to comics. I'm
well,
behind.
There's some books I'm not like, yes, I have to read it today. Now, if it's Birthright, if it's like a new Marvel title, like which we're about to get into, yes. But I'll tell you what, I'll read this by tomorrow.
Most of my independents, I'm just like, I gotta read it now. These are all too awesome.
It depends on the independents. Like, on the topic of independence, like Huck number 2. I'm really looking forward to Huck number 2. It's like a Superman in a small town, a guy that tries to do a good thing every day for everyone in the small town, but these 2 women just can't resist, and they tell the world.
Oh, yeah. Huck, man, I really liked it.
At the end of issue number 1, he just opens the window and all these reporters are there.
Yeah, and it's like, you're sitting there reading it and you're like, Mark Miller wrote this?
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be one of his heartfelt, more stories with heart, like Starlight.
I really need
his
to
like
read
Flash
that.
Gordon-esque tale is one of the best things Mark Miller has ever done.
Yeah. I loved Huck number 1. A lot of good independents come out this week, tell me. But back on the subject of Klaus. You know, it's Christmas time. We gotta talk about Klaus.
Go ahead.
The number 1. I mean, first off, Grant Morrison. You know, I'm a huge Grant Morrison mark. Klaus number 1.
It can be good, or it can be like you got to read it 4 times.
Yeah. Well, both the things that he's doing.
And I actually read real books. I mean,
all the stuff he's doing right
not
now.
Just comics.
Nameless, you know, is very. It's out there, and like you kind of gotta go back over.
It's got a horror element, right?
It's a horror sci-fi.
I actually bought those.
It's like 2001, A Space Odyssey.
Meets Dead Space.
Yeah, meets Dead Space or something. It's really weird. It's cool though. And then 18 Days, you know, is just like him turning Hindu mythology into like this big like Lord of the Rings type epic. But Klaus, the number 1 was awesome. I mean, you know, you're introduced to him, and he's basically just this like barbarian hunter-gatherer dude, and he just rolls into this town, and like, I guess, you know, the baron or duke or whoever's controlling the town is like outlawed toys, and just kind of has like an iron fist, like a grip on the town, and nobody's like allowed to have fun.
This sounds like what's his name? The Meisterburger guy from the Santa Claus cartoon. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Were you a child?
No, man.
You know the Santa Claus, the little claymation cartoon from the '60s.
I saw Rudolph a lot.
It's like Burgermeister. It's like that's his name, but he's a guy that hates toys and doesn't want any toys.
Oh,
that's the villain of Santa Claus in the claymation. Yeah. If you know the guy's name, tell me his name. I'll give you a free poster. You got to be a local customer only. You got to walk in this store and get your poster. I'll give you a Justice League poster for free.
I'll remind him.
Tell me the name of the villain, and it's yours.
I'll remind him. But you know, all this stuff goes down. He you know, Klaus has been here before, and he's like, you know, this town used to be, you know, a happy place, but all this stuff goes down. He gets thrown out of town on his rear end and everything, and you know, something ends up happening that night. Like he has like this sort of spiritual, kind of like shamanistic experience after. And
what do you mean, a vision?
Sort of, but he like wakes up at the end of the book. He wakes up.
It's not just a shaman.
He was hearing music. I can't remember if he like started playing like a.
Were sugar plums dancing in his head?
Man, pretty much. But he wakes up and there's all these toys that he made during this like vision that he had, and he's like, I know what I must do. It was awesome.
That's hilarious.
It was awesome, man. I really liked it a lot.
You know, there's actually a cartoon where he gets a call from God, which kind of ties into the Saint Nicholas stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway,
well, I mean, after actually reading it, you could see like, okay, yeah, I get like this is one of Morrison's more straightforward stories. Like, there's not really like, you're not sitting there like, what's going on here? You know, but you read it and you're like, oh, well, that was cool. But there's still some Morrison signature elements in there, which I like.
You know, you're giddy over here.
Am I?
Are you on Santa's list?
I hope I am. I've been a good boy this year.
No, this is for all the internet to see. Are you sure?
I have been.
That's good. All right, so maybe you should read clause number 2, and maybe Santa will come visit you. Make sure you're on his list because he checks it how many times?
Twice?
That's right. He knows if you're naughty or nice.
He can check it 3 times.
Dude, if I were him, I'd check it 5 times. 6 times, 5 times, 5 times, 5 times. Like Booker T, I'd check it.
That's just how anal you are, though. You got to make sure you just...
Well, you want to make sure it's right. Anyway, so we're talking clause number 2 or Klaus number 2, depending on if you want to get all Germanic. But last time I checked, we're in the United States of America.
Last time I checked, it's a German name.
Beauty number 5 from Image Comics. Beauty, we've talked about it before. Check it out.
Great comic. Check it out.
Archie number 3, written by Marvelous Mark Waid. We've talked about that a lot.
That's
teen drama.
That must be a second printing because Archie's already on number 4.
Well, anyway, this is a second printing. Come get it, or it's one of those that just comes in because it didn't make it right the first time from our friends at the distributor. So anyway, that came out Descender number 8. Come check it out.
Descender. Check
Get it
out.
Dragon Age Mage Killer number 1 from Dark Horse Comics, written by Greg Rucka. If you like a little medieval fantasy, Dragon Age Mage Killer with Greg Rucka, a high-profile writer on the book, with the number 1. It looks like this is a must-read, especially if you're our part of our RPG crowd. It would definitely be a comic you should try. Okay, we're gonna keep going. GD number 2, The Story of Cain,
really like
a loose
1.
translation of the Bible written by Jason Can't Do No Wrong Aaron.
There were a lot of story elements I really liked in the first one.
It's the story of Cain.
It was pretty...
He's basically, Aaron's taken some biblical concepts and had taken some freedom with it.
Well, okay, one thing I will say that because
the Mark of Cain.
I read an article like the night before number 1 came out. And
yeah, I did too.
He was talking about how like he had always wondered how bad was the world before the Great Flood. Yeah. And that was one thing where I was like, man, I've always kind of wondered that too. Like,
yeah, because, if you want to get
cool.
in the Bible, it actually says that only Noah found favor from God.
Mm-hmm.
And, God had grace or favor for Noah. He was the only one in all the earth. So that tells you a lot.
But yeah, I'm excited for number 2.
I got all biblical, didn't I?
Yeah.
Check that out. Anyway, GD number 2. We're talking about Cain, the Mark of Cain, where basically he cannot be killed. At least, by anyone else. So, because he killed his brother.
Yeah.
Which we can get into first fruits another time, but not today.
He is just like perfect in the book. Like everybody else is just like missing arms and missing a leg and scars everywhere, and he is just like flawless.
It's an interesting premise. I have to admit, it's an interesting premise. So anyway, you GD2. That's just
I'm looking forward to it.
That's just what we're going to call it. GD2. We already talked about Huck number 2. I Hate Fairyland number 3 from Scotty Young.
I Hate Fairyland is such an awesome book. Like it really is. Like we've talked about it a little bit, the basic premise, and
she's a girl who hasn't aged and stuck in Fairyland for years. She's angry. Can't blame her.
I mean, it's one of my favorite books every month. Like, it is just hilarious. As soon as I get home, I want to read it because you're just laughing from the beginning to the end every issue. I
was going to say, Scotty Young is good at humor and those baby. Like, I liked him in Little A versus X for Secret Wars. It was cool. So yeah, check it out. Lucifer number 1, new show coming out. It's from Vertigo, DC Comics adult imprint. Lucifer number 1.
Sandman spinoff.
Yeah, just check it out. There's also, I think we've got some trade paperbacks and some other issues of Lucifer. You can read that if that's your kind of thing. Star Trek Starfleet Academy number 1. New Star Trek book coming out with the new trailer just dropped for Star Trek.
Was awesome.
Is it Star Trek Beyond?
Star Trek Beyond.
I haven't seen it yet.
The trailer was awesome.
I saw you commented on it, but I love the first 2 movies. A lot of people don't like them, but I think J.J. Abrams created something that Star Trek needed.
Yeah, I totally agree there. But this one, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more fun.
Kind of year 1.
The last one, Into Darkness, it got pretty dark.
Who is it Idris or
I think
Idris
it's
Elba? Idris Elba is what I've always
He's
pronounced.
some alien. He has this line in
Is
the
he a
trailer.
Klingon?
He's some. They're like these white aliens. They look really cool, but he has this line in the movie, and he says, well, "This time the frontier pushes back."
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome."
What is that?
Awesome.
Good. Okay, Star Trek, Starfleet Academy #1. Check it out. Tokyo Ghost #4, which we've talked about before.
Tokyo Ghost is one of my favorite books going right now. You should read it. I'm sure we probably got issues up here.
Yes, we do.
Check it out. It's great.
And if not, we can special order it.
Or we can special order it.
Wicked and Divine #17. Check it out.
I've been wanting to get into that book, but there's not enough time, man.
Caitlin will be talking about that in our next video. Also, Wrath of the Eternal Warrior, #2 from Valiant Comics, Book of Death. I was really a big fan of Wrath of the Eternal Warrior. Really cool concept. I was hoping we get some of those retailer exclusive swords that Valiant was sending out, but we didn't. Darn it. But Wrath of the Eternal Warrior #2. We still have #1. It's a book we're trying. Ninjak just came out. I mentioned it's got a jumping on point. If you never tried Valiant, it's a little different from your typical superhero fare, but it's good stuff. I'm impressed.
I want to check out Ninjak.
So, also, Image First. We got a lot of $1 issues this week. We got Lazarus #1, written by Greg Rucka. Manifest Destiny #1, which if you haven't read, it's Lewis and Clark meets X-Files.
Yeah, I really want to get into that book.
I
really want to.
For $1, it's worth it. Savage Dragon #1, who's been around for quite some time.
Oh yeah.
Southern
Bastages.
Southern Bastages are #1. We can call it. The real book has the other name. Southern. It's #1, written by Jason Can't Do No Wrong.
It's a great book. It's getting turned into a TV show.
Yep, and Wicked and Divine #1. So you got all these Image First #1. More #1s. We got plenty more that you can try books for $1, including my favorite, Birthright #1. And we have Saga #1.
Nowhere, man.
Caitlin always recommends sagas.
No, man, we got tons of these Image First. Copperhead is great.
We've got True Believers #1s from Marvel. We got some DC #1s that are $1, like Supergirl. If you love the new TV show, check out Supergirl #1. The TV show, it's awesome. I'm like 4 or 5. Oh, the big reveal.
Well, not just that. Last night's episode, this show has gotten fantastic.
I haven't seen it.
Like, I think last night it was like the anti-Man of Steel, like, and I mean they lifted scenes, right? I mean shots like fight, Kryptonians fighting in the air, straight from Man of Steel. But then they added stuff to it, and it's like, well, why didn't that happen in the movie? So yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff happened last night, and I got really excited watching it. And this is the first, but besides the reveal last week, this is the only other time I've gotten really excited watching it.
I don't want to give it away in case some people are waiting to see it, but the show has it's a lot more depth than you would think. Check out Supergirl on CBS, but get to #1 issue. We got plenty. It's great stocking stuffer for Christmas. Check it out.
Coming from the farthest reaches of the universe to challenge the worst villains on Earth are the most powerful heroes ever in the battle of the superpowers collection. Impossible! The Hall of Justice under attack, Batman behind bars. New from Kenner's Superpowers collection, Hall of Justice playset. Some assembly required, vehicles and figures sold separately.
This is so good, Batman!
Brainiac's taken over the computer, Joker in the elevator, evil forces joining for a final assault. Who can restore order? Can Superman save the Hall of Justice?
You want to jump to DC Comics real quick?
Hey, man,
DC Comics. Batman and Robin Eternal #11. We talked about plenty. Weekly book. We're almost halfway through it. You need to read this book. I think it's going to be crucial to the Batman mythos coming up. You look at you grinning like a giddy schoolgirl.
Because I was right. That's why.
Of course. Yep. So Batman Eternal #11. You don't know what we're talking about, but you should watch our previous videos.
I was right.
Batman Europa #2.
Oh man, Batman Europa.
Joker. Batman needs Joker. He needs his help. It's kind of cool.
It's cool. Like, do we want to go into it?
Yeah,
yeah.
Go ahead, briefly.
Well, I mean, basically, Batman finds out that he's been infected with some virus, and he's out there trying to track down where it came from. And he shows up like in I forget where. It's like Luxembourg or some other place on the other across the pond,
across the Atlantic.
And he shows up there, and Joker's there. And they find out him and Joker have both been infected with this virus. And Joker's like, "Hi, you need me." And it's going to be crazy. Like, I'm really looking forward to it.
And it's drawn by Jim Lee. Check it out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Harley Quinn #23. Harley Quinn this month. All the variants are polybag. You might get a sketch cover. You might get an inked cover. You might get a regular cover. But Harley Quinn #23 coming out. And those are all the books, but this is her own book, #23. Justice League 46. Darkseid War.
Finally, we've had all these tie-ins for what, a month or two?
Merry Christmas.
I'm ready.
I'm ready for the next part. And then there's a
Yes.
Darkseid War special after this.
Yeah, but what is that?
Add it to your file now.
What is that? Is it like?
It's another special.
But it has to do with the story. It's not
Yes.
just like, oh, we're showing you Darkseid's history or something.
No, it's part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyway, add the special, add another. There's one more special after all these individual one-shots, but it's called Darkseid War Special. So check it out. Justice League 46. Darkseid's dead. Interesting. I'm really
Spoilers,
curious to
man.
see what's going to happen. It came out like 2 months ago, right? Anyway, sorry. I do the same thing to you. Martian Manhunter, number 7, great book. Superman
Yeah.
American Alien, number 2.
Oh man, I'm so
Max
excited!
Landis?
I'm so excited for this book. It's number 1 was awesome.
It's really a book about Clark Kent.
Yeah.
It's a good read.
It was really good.
And I'm excited for We Are Robin, number 7.
Robin War has been
Robin
awesome.
War. Get all the tie-ins.
Yes.
So Robin War's really cool. A Nightwing Must Rise. That's the hook for me because I'm a big Robin and Nightwing fan. So
Yeah.
Robin as a whole, even if it's Duke, and I predicted it a long, long time ago in Endgame that he would be a Robin. I was right.
Hey, well, he seems like he's going to end up being the main Robin. Well, I mean, not
I know what you mean.
among the Robins.
Among the
like,
Robins, he's the main one.
Like he's going to end
The
up.
We Are
well, I
Robin
mean, he's the main
Robins.
character, but they're making it look like he's going to end up being their leader.
Yeah.
Like he's got, the potential in him.
Someone's knocking.
I hear that.
Suddenly, I heard a tapping, as if someone
Who's
gently rapping on my.
Chamber door.
That's right. So anyway, We Are Robin, number 7. We're going to jump to Marvel in just a second, and I'm back. And also, if you're a Batman fan, we got a sale going on right now on all the animated series collection toys. You like that, didn't you?
It's funny.
Buy 2 Batman animated series figures, get 1 free! And we've got 2 new ones coming in. Killer Croc, and then we've got a 2-pack with Batman and the Mask of Phantasms. Phantasm! It's pretty awesome.
That's
So,
like the best
one of
Batman
the-
movie ever.
One of the best ever. I would get it. So those are 2 cool new Batman items coming in, 2 new action figures, and we got more sales. Check us out on all social media outlets. We'll put it there. Check it out. You want to talk Marvel?
Let's talk.
We're going to do Marvel. We're going to hustle. All new Inhumans number 2. You got the Inhumans
Oh man,
and
number one was
politics.
awesome. I like it a lot. What they're doing with the Inhumans right now, it's awesome. Read it.
All new X-Men number 2, which the rumor is in number 4, there's going to be a big death. Whether or not, we'll see. But Marvel's really pushing the book. Maybe a reason why, I'm not really sure. But all new X-Men number 2 comes out, where you have the time-displaced original team in the modern day striking out on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing Spider-Man number 1.1, spin-off of the regular book. Not necessarily part of the regular series, but it's a spin-off from the series. Check that out. Darth Vader number 1 annual with Star Wars Force Awakens coming out. Star Wars is on people's minds, Michael. I need my tickets.
Is it Thursday yet?
No, it's not Thursday. You better not spoil it for me. But
I'm
I'm gonna text.
man,
I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna say, "Hey,
took
Michael,
a
what'd you think?"
vow. I seen some tweets this morning. Everybody was raving about how awesome it was because they had the premiere last night
It stinks, man.
in Hollywood. Everybody's raving about how awesome it was.
Speaking of Star Wars, I just saw Mark Hamill as the Trickster in the most recent Flash episode.
Oh,
Man, he's crazy. Santa Trickster. That's all I'm gonna say. But it's good. Okay, Darth Vader annual number 1, Deadpool number 3.1, Tres Punto Uno. That means 3.1 in Spanish.
as long as we clarify.
As long as we clarify. Deadpool number 3.1, Illuminati number 2, written by Joshua Williamson. I was a big fan of the book.
That's no Ultimates.
Ultimates was good. I read the Ultimates.
Illuminati was good.
Ultimates was good, but Illuminati's got that Superior Foes of Spider-Man vibe, which you need to read.
I do need to read, man. It's
You can't
Nick-
call yourself
it's
a
Nick's-
man unless you read
It's
that
Nick
book.
Spencer. It's Nick Spencer. I need to
Nick,
read it.
need to read it, Spencer.
Him.
Or need to read him.
Need to read him.
We gotta agree on that, man.
It's Nick need to read him because it's him. You gotta read
Yeah,
him.
no, but I'm the one that came up with it.
Hey man, do whatever you do to him.
Does it matter?
Not to me.
It doesn't matter to
No,
me.
man, not to me.
Turtleneck and chain. Alright. So we're Star Wars Kanan number 9. Star Wars Kanan number 9 comes out. Read that if you're a big Star Wars fan. That's part of Star Wars Rebels. Check it out. Mighty Thor number 2. Jason Can't Do No Wrong, Aaron. Looking forward to that issue. Gonna be
Number
awesome.
1 was fantastic.
It was great.
And it's just continued the awesomeness that is Jason Aaron's Thor run
The
as a whole.
now 10 realms are like in disarray. And
Yeah, it was like-
Malekith is at the center.
And somebody, did you read it?
Yeah.
What do you think about that last page? Well, you didn't like it?
I'm not
Oh
saying.
man, I'm excited. Loki's back. I'm excited.
Who's back?
Who's back?
Who's back? Spoilers. They can turn it off if they want to. Go ahead.
Shady's back. No, Loki.
Not Slim Shady. Loki's back, yes.
Loki's back.
You know Loki's going to show up, but Jason Aaron actually said that this is going to be... He's building up to a Loki-Thor battle that we've never seen before, whatever that looks like.
Awesome. I'm ready, man. It was an awesome moment because, Loki's... Ever since the inversion or whatever, like he's been off being a good guy or something.
There was the evil version. There's this newer version. There were two versions of him. So,
I didn't read.
If you read his book,
Loki, what was it? Loki, Agent of Asgard?
It was actually good. I
heard it was really good.
I didn't finish it all, but it was good.
I heard it was good. I'm ready to see Loki.
I'm looking at all these trade paperbacks. All right, we're talking about Thor. Sorry, I got off track.
Oh man, we're good.
You gonna jump to Miss Marvel number 2?
You can talk about it.
You're not gonna talk about? I read Miss Marvel number 1.
I don't know anything about Miss Marvel.
It's basically imagine like a modern Spider-Man type take. She's not Spider-Man, but she's part Inhuman, right? She's Miss Marvel. She has the costume. Anyway, she's like a teenage superhero. If you like that kind of old school Spider-Man hero and school vibe, you need to read it. Silk number 2. I
actually like Silk as a character. I've just never read her solo.
The girl, the other person bitten by the radioactive spider.
Cindy Moon.
She's working for the Black Cat now, which adds a different element. So she's the sinister Silk. So, Squadron Supreme number 1, which we don't want to spoil the book, but it's already been on the internet for weeks now. But the big word is that...
I can't believe you just said it, man. Just spoil it for everybody.
It's been on the internet for weeks,
Please tell me not to spoil Star Wars.
I haven't even said what happened.
It's been on the internet for weeks. The book isn't even out.
I know. That's the sad thing. Anyway, there's a major death. I just gave it away. We can do that whole horn thing like I did last time. Someone will die. Does that sound good? I'm kidding, he's a schoolgirl.
Yeah.
Alright, Starbrand and Nightmask number 1. Squadron Supreme should be worth reading. Starbrand and Nightmask number 1. They're in college. They're from the Jonathan Hickman's run. But they're also from the New Universe back in the 80s.
Yeah, Starbrand and Nightmask are old characters, which I actually didn't know about. I was reading Hickman's run, I was like, who are these guys?
Power Comics. I can feel it permeate.
But I'm not really interested in this. It doesn't, from what I've seen in the previews and everything, it doesn't look all that interesting to me. Like I like the characters a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if this book's gonna work that well, but it's worth a try. It's worth a try.
I might check it out.
Ultimate End number 5 finally ends. The Secret Wars tale by Bagley and Bendis. The end of the Ultimate Universe. What's gonna look like? Who lives? Who survives? We find out here.
I didn't even know this book was done.
Supposedly, this book has big implications for the all new, all different universe as to who survives the Ultimate Universe. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl number 3. Which you don't read.
I don't read. I'm just sitting here thinking about Ultimate End, and I hope Thor Leaf don't make it through.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You got to read this book, but it's supposed to have some big implications for the future Marvel Universe. Uncanny Inhumans number 3. We saw Black Bolt's son. You don't like that?
No, I'm just like, it threw me for a loop, like, is he Kang? What is that? Like,
it looks like he becomes Kang.
I don't know,
but
man.
But you gotta remember, Kang is like a time travel villain. He's like been all over the place.
I know, I'm just saying, it's just like you're reading it and you get to the last page, you're like, whoa.
That's his son as an old man.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, he took Kang's mask off, the blue face, I always thought that was just Kang's face.
No, it's not. I always thought it was too, but it's not. It's a mask. Because he used to be, was it Immortus? Because he used to look kind of Egyptian. Depends on what part of the timeline.
Wasn't Immortus like a future Reed Richards or something like that, or Doctor Doom?
You need to read Avengers Forever.
I don't even know, man.
Read Avengers Forever by Kurt Busiek and Carlos Pacheco. It's good stuff.
Comics are kind of convoluted.
Anyway, it's written by Charles Soule. It's really good. It's the Inhumans book. You need to read it.
But Uncanny Inhumans and All New Inhumans, like, you need to reread them both.
They're good.
They're both really good.
Our last 2 books, Web Warriors number 2, which is the Spider-Verse Spider Team. Check it out. Weird World number 1, which is not written by Jason Aaron, but it's written by Sam Humphries, and it's going to be in Weird World, which is the only thing that really hooks me.
I think I
wanted Archon,
I added it to my file like 2 months ago, and then I dropped it because I was like, oh, it's not Jason Aaron. But now that, I've been reading Citizen Jack and some of Sam Humphrey's other stuff, I might actually add it back because Sam Humphrey's is pretty awesome.
Yeah, Chris Starr and Archon, man. It's a great book from Secret Wars.
I'll probably give it a shot. I want to check it out because the Secret Wars Weird World tie-in was fantastic. But, that was Jason Aaron, who can't do no wrong.
That's what we say.
Yeah.
So, well, anyway, anything else you want to say before we close? We talked a lot of books here.
Yeah, man.
That time just flies, man.
It does, man. We get all caught up in ourselves in comics.
Check out more stuff from us. We've got daily flash sales every day this week. Check it out.
Yeah.
You've probably already been one or two that's already happened, but you're going to see more as the week progresses.
It's Christmas time, man.
We got tons of sales going on. Check it out at Big Bang Toys, Comics, and Games. I'm Daryl.
I'm Michael.
And this is Big Bang Talks Comics. And as always,
we got them.
Visit BobBigBang.com.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Talking about Star Wars.
Now we need a Very Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I need to watch that.